Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Jeff from BKJmacTV, and this is the BKJmac podcast experience. And today is episode 9, season 2, and we're talking about should Tory Lanez been convicted guilty? Should he have been given the guilty verdict? Let's be honest, the dude was guilty as sin. I mean, a lot of people are now walking back their statement and their support for Tory Lanez when he shot Megan Thee Stallion. When he shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Let's be honest. It was a tough ordeal. He denied it, but audio footages came out. And his lawyers, which he fired after the trial, he felt that they didn't do him a good defense. And honestly, they didn't give him a good defense because a good defense lawyer knows if you're guilty of sin and you know you've done it and you have footages against you that allege that you have done it, then you take a plea deal. You do not go to trial in this situation. And Tory Lanez should not have gone to trial. He should have taken a plea deal and he would have been good. But he decided to fight it for something that he knows he did, which I don't understand. And he had other people believing that he was innocent when in actuality he was guilty. And now he's appealing it and he's delaying, and because he's appealing it, he's delaying his sentence. So let's go in and talk about this article. This article was back on January 11, 2023. It states 50 Cent apologizes to Megan Thee Stallion for Tory Lanez shooting meme. Now I know what happened. This article is by Star Bowen Bank, and it's from Billboard magazine. Star writes, 50 Cent is walking back his words about Megan Thee Stallion. In a radio interview with Big Boy published Wednesday, January 11th, the In the Club rapper shared that he now feels compelled to apologize to Megan for believing she lied about having an intimate relationship with Tory Lanez. Now the trial has revealed more details regarding the 2020 shooting. I'm gonna apologize to Megan Thee Stallion, 50 told Big Boy at the 7:50 mark of the interview above. I said some things, and it was because on the social media I posted things that when she was with Gayle King, she said, "Were you intimate with Tory Lanez?" And she said, "What?" And it was like, "No." And I was like, "Oh, she's lying." At that point, I knew she was lying. It would have been no reason for them to be around each other from that. It felt like she was lying to me. The Power actor added that he should apologize to her because when I heard the jail phone confession between Lanez and Meg's former best friend, Kesley Harris, that made me feel like, oh shit, now I know what happened. And I'm sure that was probably what swayed people in court too. 50 Cent's apology comes after he shared a meme to Instagram in December comparing Megan to Jussie Smollett, the former Empire actor who lied about being physically attacked in a 2019 hate crime that included both racist and homophobic slurs. Damn, I'm confused. All this shit going around, I don't know what to think. Laugh out loud, he wrote at the time. A verdict was reached in Megan and Lanez's trial on December 23rd. Lanez was found guilty of assault with a semi-automatic firearm carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. He faces up to 22 years in prison, with his sentencing taking place January 27th. So, again, he realized it. He realized how bad it was. And because he realized how bad it was, and he got the full scope of it, he's walking back his statements. It's not easy looking at it, having hindsight, not having all the evidence in front of you, and then rushing to make, opinions about the person, well, the victim in this sense. Megan Thee Stallion was a victim in this sense, and I don't think she was looking to get shot in the foot. For a nice rapper from Houston who rose to fame through hard work and dedication. it was tough. But Tory Lanez, on the other hand, didn't. His intent was not to shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. That wasn't his intent at all. In fact, there's audio that states that he was drunk and he was not in his right frame of mind. And because he wasn't in the right frame of mind, he didn't understand what he was doing. So because there's a tape that leaks, it's from Megan Thee Stallion's ex-friend, Kesley Harris, which I just mentioned. This was article that was written on December 30th, 2022. This was by Armand Sadler from Vibe. Though Tory Lanez has been found guilty in a trial surrounding the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, new information continues to drop. A phone call that the 30-year-old made from jail to the Grammy winner's ex-friend Kesley Harris has leaked online this week. On Thursday evening, December 20th, YouTuber Nick at Night posted recorded audio from the phone conversation, which appears to have taken place soon after the alleged shooting happened, and is sorry for what rapper was taken into custody. The bumped-in Canadian artist sounded weary over the phone, inquiring as to how the Savage rapper was doing and what hospital she and Harris were at. Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital, Harris said before, later telling him Cedar Medical, the medical facility where Houston rapper was being cared for. In between his questioning of their location, Lanez attempted to explain the circumstances for why he acted the way he did. Though he does not specifically mention the alleged shooting, the Say It artist also apologizes repeatedly. Bro, I know Megan probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but I just want you to know, bro, I was just so fucking drunk that I ain't even know what the F was going on. He continued, I ain't never do some shit like that before. I didn't even understand what the F was going on. Regardless though, that's not gonna make anything right, and it's not gonna make my actions right. I'm just deeply sorry, bro. Harris echoed his distraught tone, replying, I don't know. There's a lot that happened. Tory then offers more context as to his reported intoxication, saying, when I got to the house, I assure you off the top, N's brothers, they give me like 5 shots off the door. I was out of there. He later reveals that he didn't even remember what they were arguing about. Finally, Lanez requests Harris contact his security so he can be bailed out of jail. Harris replies that she will reach out in an effort to handle the situation before news begins to spread. She adds that Megan Thee Stallion team was already working on keeping the situation low. Tory responds that the backlash will likely all fall on him and not the Chamazane rapper. Though he does not specifically mention what exactly happened beyond the argument, and when he did, his tone throughout the phone call sounds both guilty and defeated. Tory Lanez was found guilty on all 3 charges and could face 22 years in prison, plus deportation when sentencing takes place in January 2023. Fans are currently petitioning for his verdict to be appealed via Change.org and have amassed over 48,000 signatures. So, in a sense, he's appealing the decision by the judge, by the jury. It's a tough situation that he put himself into, but I don't blame Tory Lanez for this situation. I blame his lawyers, his high-priced lawyers that he paid for. They basically did not tell him to take a plea deal. I mean, the situation was bad. Obviously, his intent was not to shoot Megan Thee Stallion. He was drunk as hell. He was not in his right frame of mind. And his defense lawyers should have taken a plea deal from the prosecutor's office and said, hey, you might have to do some jail time here. If she presses charges, let's see if she doesn't press. But there were things that were already done, things were already said, perceptions that were already made in public, things. It should not have gone that far. And because it did, it caused an extreme rift between the parties, to the point where a criminal court jury and a judge had to first find him guilty, and now they're about to impose a 22 max year sentence and deportation back to Canada. So honestly, let's see what happens. The sentencing is supposed to be January 27th. They might have pushed it back. Who knows? But 50 Cent walked back his comments. People are starting to walk back their comments in defense for Tory Lanez. I mean, there are people who felt like he didn't do it. but he clearly admitted that he did it, but he wasn't in his right frame of mind. He was not there. That Tory Lanez might have pulled the trigger, but Tory Lanez wasn't there. He was intoxicated. He wasn't in his right frame of mind. When anybody that's drunk could attest to this. When you're drunk, you're not in the right frame of mind. You're not even there. You're just like wasted. So, in a sense, things should have been worked out. A plea deal should have been worked out. This should have never, ever, ever, ever gone to trial. So those lawyers that represented Tory Lanez, I'm glad that Tory Lanez fired them, but they should not be allowed to represent anybody else in the near future. Let's see what Tory Lanez does in this situation. Megan Thee Stallion, meanwhile, hopefully she's okay and she's going to recover from this ordeal and become a better person out of it. Thank you for listening to this episode 9, season 2. Peace, love, always one.